Johnny Judah, Happy New Year.
And you, I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. Yeah. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms.
How was Christmas then? How was Christmas in the Tudor family?
Well, it was very good. It was a full house. I had all the grandchildren, my daughter's mother and father-in-law. My son turned up with his little girl. We had about 9 for dinner.
Right.
And it was good. It was good. One of the little girls got the COVID from school.
Right.
So she had to stay in before Christmas for 2 weeks or a week, whatever it was, and she's fine. Other than that, we all got colds in the nose afterwards, but we're still fighting fit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Is it a cold? Is it a cold or is it Omicron?
Well, is it COVID? Well, Omicron is supposed to be the same, like a runny nose, isn't it? Yeah. So I did test myself about 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And of course, Alwyn tested herself a couple of times because she had to go and do a gig up in North Wales last week.
Oh, what did she do?
It was a pilot for another sitcom, a Welsh one. But I don't know what it was called. I can't remember. And she's always doing something.
Yeah. Have you got the name of her agent, Johnny? We should both have the same agent as Alwyn. She's working all the time.
Well, I got the same agent, but the trouble is they don't. They're usually asking for women her age, not blokes my age.
You could do it. You could do the job.
I put it versatile. I can do this.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think now. I went to pick up my sons from London. 2 of my sons live in London. The 2 daughters live locally, but they were again a bit nervous about leaving London on public transport because obviously if you're in a bus, you're stuck in the bus. Right. If you come from London, it's like 9 hours or something. It's some ridiculous time.
Oh,
anyway.
I know.
And some people on the last trip refused to wear masks. So anyways, we went up and got them. That's good. Got a congestion charge. So I got to pay 80 quid for that, or low emission charge. So that's a Happy New Year, isn't it? Happy New Year.
Why would you do that? What did you not? You went on a weekend or not?
No, I have no idea. It's called a low emission charge. I didn't see any signs at all. Congestion. I deliberately avoided the congestion, but I think because it's a diesel. And it's
right.
relatively old. So that's another £80 to add to the boys what they owe me.
How many boys you got? 2 boys and 2 girls?
Yeah, 2 boys, 2 girls. 2 boys, 2 girls. And then the girls.
You only need another 2 when you'll be catching up with Boris if you have another 2 kids. Somebody said Boris will retire from being a politician because he's not making enough money to put his 6 kids to Eton.
Obviously, we got most of the grandchildren's names down for Eton now, because
that's fine. Why not?
That would be good for their careers. So Christmas was all right, I suppose. I've been doing a little bit of radio, which is nice.
Yeah. I spoke to you one day on the radio, didn't I? When you took over, what did you do? One day you did it.
Yeah, I did the Boxing Day show, which was a little bit out of the blue because they weren't sure about what was going to happen.
There was no games on, were there, or something? They were all cancelled.
Yeah, everybody's hoping the sport would be on, and I was hoping it'd be cancelled so I get to work. They've got another case in the camp. Yeah, they're gonna have to cancel it because there were like 5 different games that they could have had on Boxing Day, and if anyone of them had got ahead, then I'd have lost the gig. So I'm thinking, well, they've gone down. Swans have gone down. Cardiff, they're off. It's like every cloud is a silver lining, Johnny, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. Yeah. We had Heno here yesterday.
Right.
Rodri came down from Heno. You wanted to interview Alwyn about this film she's done. The Saving the Cinema Theatre show that's gone out on, I think it comes out next week.
Right.
It's on Sky, isn't it?
Yeah, we need to get that Wyn Evans or Mark Llewellyn.
Yeah, get them on. We'll have a chat.
Boys, because it's their mum who actually saved the cinema. It's all about her, isn't it? I think the boys are in it as well.
Well, I remember working there when I did a panto there, and she was still the manager of the place.
It is a beautiful theatre. It's a lovely entrance hall, isn't it? It's a beautiful entrance hall.
Yeah.
And they've got some great events lined up over the next month. I do know that I think they're showing their film for a couple of weeks, and then on the 21st of January they got a concert by by me, Malpo.
Well, at least you got a gig.
I'm told that you've got a gig coming up as well.
Oh, I got one in April. Yeah, I'll have to live till April. Yeah, I'm doing a thing. A fellow called Mark Thompson. He's got a company called Ginatra.
Right.
And where he got the name from, he was singing Sinatra songs, and he gave him gin to drink. So that's a good name, Ginatra. And he puts gigs on in the I don't know what they call it. It's a community hall in Dinas Powys.
Right.
And he does all sorts of stuff. He does like Beatles night. He'll do an ABBA night or whatever. And he's doing a Whitney Houston. And he's got, I'll read it what he says. What did he say about me? It says here, look forward to 2022, COVID permitting, 40s, 70s night, Blues Brothers, Whitney Houston, da-da-da, and so on and so forth. And at the end it says, our very first lunchtime cabaret with Wales' favourite song and dance band for the 5th of April. So they're going to get him to come in the lunchtime and give him some food and give him a bit of a show.
Oh, fantastic. Now, the thing is, Johnny, you've got a gig in April. I've got one, I think it's the week after next. It's the 21st. Is that week Friday, is it? Oh, it was a week. So, but the last gig I did was 2 months ago. And I'm not sure when you want to be...
That was in Porthcawl, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you want to be match fit, don't you? You know, the thing is, when you're doing gigs all the time, it's second nature. You don't have to think about what's coming next. You don't have to think the lines. You're actually just performing. Do you know what you're going to do in April yet? Have you planned it out?
Well, I've got loads of acts, obviously, because I've done all these different acts when I used to do the ships. You know, you've got about 3 or 4 different sets. But like you say, if you don't sing them and don't do them, you forget the patter in between or whatever you do. So I'm going to have to get in my rehearsal room at the back of the house here, stick all the tapes on and go through them all to get it back in my... Because I don't know about you, but if I don't sing a song for a long time, although I've sung it perhaps 10,000 times, you start thinking of something else, you forget where you are in the song. Have you ever done that?
Your mind starts to wander. And it's okay if you've done it a lot recently, your mind can wander and the words just come out anyway. You know,
that's right. Yeah.
We used to do this thing with the band, with Malpope and the Jacks, and it was autopilot. It was just, I could be completely in a different place in my head, and the words would be coming out, or we go to the next song, because it's a muscle memory. It's not a thinking.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I mean, cool. The dancing's the same. I can do that. I just go into it and off I go, you know. But it's funny. It's like, if you don't, like, for the last 2 years, I've done hardly any gigs.
Right.
Okay? Because for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to have to really get in there, rehearse, get the voice back on form, because I always do my singing practice. I don't know about you.
No.
But when I first started in show business, right, I used to do the gigs around the clubs. And my old man said, you've got to get the voice trim. So I went to this opera singer to teach me how to place my voice. Right. So I wouldn't lose my voice, which was it's helped me right through my career, because I can sing over the top of a cold. I can place it up there, which is supposed to be, not down in your throat.
Right.
Because lots of people, they oversing the wrong way, and then in the end they lose their voice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do my singing practice, you know, and get it up to scratch.
Do you do a warm-up? Because a lot of the musical theatre people, they do a warm-up, you know, they do the whole... Yeah. As we talked to one of your dancers.
Yeah. I probably do a bit of a warm before I leave the house.
Mm-hmm. But I do this thing now, because do you remember Victor Spinetti? Do you remember Victor?
Yeah, I know Victor well. I wrote a sitcom once, he was in it.
Was it? Which one was that?
It was called Arrivederci Ronda.
He was in it, was he? I mean,
then he was in it, and he stayed with me. He was a lovely bloke.
Oh, he's very funny. And of course, he was very big friends with the Beatles. He did Hard Day's Night and stuff like that. And he told me once that John Lennon, when he used to warm up, he used to do this thing. So I thought, well, if it's good enough for John Lennon, it's good enough for me. So I've done it. But I often found myself then in situations where I was warming up. Say I was actually playing a charity football match. I'd be somewhere out on the wing going, because it became part of my sort of like just getting ready to perform, you know. So.
Yeah. But did you ever see Victor's act? He used to do a one-man show. It was fantastic.
No.
He came to the Sherman Theatre when he was doing the sitcom for me. I'm going back years. Must be 20 years ago we did this program. We did a pilot for the BBC. Anyhow, he was appearing in the Sherman doing this one-man show. Right. He was so funny, like a raconteur, you know. Yes. Wonderful. Talking about the Beatles, talking about when he was working with the Beatles and worked with all these, like Richard Burton and all these people. You know, he had so many stories, Victor. He was a fantastic bloke.
And interesting thing, his brother, do you know his brother Henry?
No, I don't know.
So Henry is one of the finest rock and roll drummers in the world. And you know, like people always say, we're the best in the world. But he really was. Well, he probably still is. He was one of the best drummers in the world. He used to play for Eric Clapton. He did some sessions with me, so he would stoop to conquer. But a lovely little guy. I mean, really, really funny little guy. He told me a story once. He got a call from Andy Sumners, who was a guitarist, saying he was putting a band together. He found this guy who was a who's from Newcastle. They put a band together, but it meant he'd have to give up some of his regular session work to go back in a transit van. He said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." And they got another drummer in. They called the Police.
Oh. But talking about Victor, he used to do a lot in America and everything, and he used to ring his mother up.
Right.
Now, where did they used to live?
In Ebervale. Near Ebervale.
Right. That's right. So he'd ring her up from like, "Hello, ma'am. Oh, hello, Victor. How's it going? I'm all right, ma'am. I won't stay on long. I'm ringing from me. Do you want to talk to the dog?" Talk to the dog. He was very, very funny. Oh, gosh. I wish you could see that show again. He's not with us anymore, is he? Poor old Victor's gone on.
No, a great rock and a lovely man as well. I mean, every time I met him, he would talk about John Lennon because he knew I'd loved, music and all that. But it wasn't like, when I was with John Lennon. It was like,
he just knew him.
It was just because he was there. He was just telling stories if he was talking about his, one of his mates, because he was one of his
That's mates. Right. No, when he went into the first Beatles film, I don't know if this is true. His mother said, "You got to." No, not his mother. I think Lennon's mother. Was it Lennon's mother said, "You got to have Victor"?
Oh, let me think. John Lennon's mum died, so maybe Auntie.
Yeah, what is
Auntie's name?
Maybe the auntie then or somebody. Yeah. But whoever it was said, "You got to have Victor in every one of them." And he was in all the films, about 3 or 4 films.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic.
But he was a good actor, mate. He was a very good actor, Victor was.
And a great face, wasn't it? That face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's told me some wonderful stories, which I can't say on air, but... and then, of course, my other old pal was, Windsor Davis. Did you ever work with Windsor?
No, I never met Windsor either, but what a great voice.
Windsor was lovely. I mean, he also did that sitcom that we did. It was Windsor Davis. There was Ruth Maddock. We had the dream team in that show. Anyway, he's in his dressing room and he's laying down. I said, "Well, you tired, you?" He said, "Look, Pat," he said, "never stand up when you can sit down, and never sit down when you can lie down." In between, he's laying down. Yeah.
And your plans for the new year? Obviously, keeping fit, doing the gig in April. Yeah. What? Anything else lined up?
I've just been on my bike now, as a matter of fact. Anything lined up? Not really. I'm more or less. I don't like to say retired. You never retire in this game, do you?
No.
The phone stops ringing. That's what happens when you retire. So I'm like, if somebody rings me and I fancy doing the job, I'll do it. So I'm not looking. Ringing agents up. I want this one. I'm hoping that the musical I did the R&D on, Toy Mike Trev, will come to fruition because I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And there's a great bunch of people, and it's a good story.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is, like, I've got this gig now in Carmarthen at Lyric.
Yeah.
But because of the restrictions, it is, it's a lovely big theatre, but it's cabaret style and it's limited tickets.
How many people can go?
I think it's like 30 or 50, something like that. It's like it
is now, but they may have it in a couple of weeks.
But that's the thing, and the thing is, you don't know whether you should spend a lot of money on advertising. If it's going to be cancelled. Or you can only have, if you sold the 50 tickets, there's no point in spending, hundreds of pounds on adverts, is it? So it's
exactly.
We're all in a little bit of an interesting situation, but we'll be fine, Johnny. We have been in the past.
We'll carry on. We'll soldier on.
Rewardless.
Regardless, rewardless. That's right.
All right. Well, look, good to catch up with you after Christmas. Glad you're okay. I'm glad you're over the bad cold and the COVID and all that in the house. And stay safe. So it's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from him.
See you. Bye.
See you later, bye.